Please rise for the bride.
I think we walked too fast. Can we do it again, please?
And who presents this woman to be married to this man?
Her mother and I.
Well, Jake, please take the woman who stands before you to stand beside you.
Good job, Jake. Good luck. Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We'll give her a moment. First, to the family and friends gathered here today, we welcome you here to share the joy of Rachel Lane Ashmore and Jake Ryan McGuire as they pledge their vows of marriage in this beautiful venue. Each of you were invited to be here because you represent someone important in their individual and collective lives. So let us all join with our love and support of Rachel and Jake with our best wishes for their continued everlasting happiness. On this joyous day, we'd also like to take a moment to recognize those loved ones who could not be with us today or are no longer with us, especially Rachel's mother, Melody, who would have loved to be with us here today. We feel her presence in our hearts, and may she stay with Rachel and Jake every day for their married life ahead. We know how much Melody enjoyed celebrating the ones she loved, and today would have been no exception. Rachel and Jake, today we celebrate the power of your love and the strength of your bond. And before we begin, I'd like to invite you to take a moment to look out at all the friendly faces surrounding you here today. And know that all are here to offer their love, support, and encouragement as you embark on this incredible journey together.
I brought tissue. I think I'm okay.
You want to join hands?
You know, thanks.
This afternoon, we've come together not to mark the start of this relationship or this love, but to recognize a bond that already exists and to further seal it with the exchange of vows and rings. Rachel and Jake, today is a celebration of your commitment to standing by each other forever. Let's start by celebrating the love that you share, which is the foundation for your married life ahead. This unconditional love is made up of many properties, 3 of which I'd like to celebrate today: acceptance, understanding, and appreciation. That first property is acceptance. If you love a person, you accept that total person. Love is finding someone you're willing to work for and finding someone who's willing to work for you. It's simple, yet so hard to achieve. In short, love accepts. All of us here are incredibly happy to see the love and acceptance the 2 of you have shared and will continue to share with one another. It's a special thing to find the one, to cross paths with the person that you find you ultimately want to spend the rest of your life with. And the story of your relationship has led you to the acceptance and love that you share for one another. Meeting at the copy machine at work back in 2018, starting to date in 2019, supporting each other in everything from nursing school to flight school, enjoying trips together, including Mexico and Sedona to name a few, and of course your engagement in Estes Park, more on that later. Through it all, getting to know your soulmate for who they are, their personality, their goals, their strengths, their idiosyncrasies, their insecurities, and their weaknesses. And on their own, those traits are just that, traits. But those traits are more than just that when you meet the one. You see their strengths just a little bit stronger. You see their insecurities as opportunities to support them better. And you fall in love with every little thing because it all goes into what makes your partner themselves. Rachel, you love and adore Jake for his compassion, his empathy, and his ability to reassure you, for how invested he is in you, your shared life, and your future together, for how he never misses an opportunity to tell you that he loves you. and for how, like your mother, Jake is so good at showing his love and appreciation for you and those he cares for. And Jake, you love Rachel for her infectious sense of humor and for her ability to make even strangers crack a smile. You love that she fully accepts you for who you are, and that she goes out of her way to make moments special for the two of you, this wedding very much included. You both shared in your own words that your partner helps you to be the best version of yourself, is your number one supporter, and makes you feel so lucky to have them as a partner. And all of us here are incredibly happy to see the love and acceptance the two of you have shared and will continue to share. The second property that makes up your unconditional love is understanding. Sometimes being understanding is more important than being right. Understanding is deeper than knowledge. There are many people who know you, but few who understand you, and demonstrate that understanding through your actions. The only constant in life is change. The world around us is changing every day. Our personal and professional goals change. Our challenges and constraints, they come and go. Every day is new. It's an opportunity to build on the past and prepare for the future. And being understanding and kind with one another is key to your future together. Fortunately, you're both in very good hands. You've grown proud of your partner for who they are and who they're becoming. You've aligned on your goals for your careers, lives, and future family. And as you stand across from one another in this moment, excited to make all those goals a reality, you take comfort in knowing that the person who stands across from you brings balance to your life and makes you the best version of yourself. Rachel, you knew you were in love with Jake from the very beginning. After a year of being coworkers, a lot of the foundational building blocks of your relationship had already been built. You knew about his family, you knew about his hobbies, you knew what he did for work. You went into your relationship with a lot of confidence, knowing exactly who you were choosing to bring into your life. And since then, any and all expectations you may have had for Jake as a partner have been far exceeded. Jake shows up in every way you need him to, without question and without asking. He loves you exactly the way you need to be loved. You've always known exactly where his head is and exactly how he feels about you. And you continue to fall more and more in love with Jake each and every day. To hear you tell it, the reasons you fell in love with Jake early on in your relationship still stand, and he has only continued to make him love you more and more in the years to follow. And Jake, you likewise knew Rachel was the one early on. Your love for Rachel grew intensely in a very short amount of time. You both got along so well. When the pandemic hit, you were both just as scared and confused as everyone else in the world. But when everything did shut down, you made the most of staying inside and learning about each other. Playing cards, walking your dog, talking about life, and laughing endlessly. You set the world aside, focused on each other, and thankfully for all of us gathered here today, that only further helped your relationship blossom. And the final property that makes up your unconditional love is appreciation. Nothing is nicer than having someone who appreciates you for the smallest things. Someone who celebrates you in good times and comforts you when they're troubled. Someone who loves you no matter what and is simply happy for having you in their life. As C.S. Lewis explains, a friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and can sing it back to you when you've forgotten the words. And while I could go on for hours about stories that Rachel and Jake can share to that very effect, I think that one perfectly sums up their appreciation for one another, and that's the story of how they came to be engaged. As many of you gathered here today know well, Rachel and Jake love to travel and always make a point to plan trips together throughout the year. In the summer of 2022, Rachel really wanted to go to Seattle, but Jake insisted they travel to a small mountain town outside of Denver and visit Estes Park. His insistence understandably had Rachel on high alert that a proposal might be coming very soon. Now, Jake, to hear you tell it, that day that you and Rachel got engaged was a beautiful day, but it was also incredibly stressful. You had planned the vacation to Colorado and had been in communication with a photographer to capture the moment when you would pop the question at a beautiful scenic location outside of Estes Park. And in addition to your brunch audible, you almost lost cell service on your trip up to the proposal location. But fortunately, you had memorized the route before your trip, leaving nothing to chance. Now, all the while, you had been hiding the ring box in the back of your waistband so that Rachel wouldn't see it. And as you and Rachel were walking down the path toward the proposal location, the ring box popped out of your waistband. Fortunately, this time you were able to somehow catch the ring box and disguise the motion with it being perfect timing as Rachel asked you to put her sunglasses in your pocket. But ultimately, when the moment came, you found yourself walking toward a beautiful, picturesque lake with mountaintops in the background, and you saw your photographer in the distance. And Jake, you got down on one knee and asked Rachel to marry you. And the rest is history. Rachel and Jake finished their drive up to Estes Park, both of them so excited to be engaged. They spent the next few days hiking and enjoying time together away from reality, soaking in their new engagement. And while life is full of uncertainty, both Rachel and Jake had never been more confident of any decision they had made in their lives. Rachel and Jake, you're both standing across from your biggest fan. The compatibility that the two of you share is obvious, and I trust that you'll continue to respect one another and pull out the greatness from within each other. Ladies and gentlemen, unconditional love exists in each of us. It's a part of our inner being, and this love is not a temporary feeling or emotion. Emotions and feelings change, but this love that Rachel and Jake share is everlasting. It's loving one another beyond your limits and theirs. It's seeing your partner in all of their magic and reminding them of it when they may have forgotten. It's a love that never fails any test. This unconditional love is when you would wholeheartedly do anything for your partner. You would do it without them even asking, and you would do it because you want to and because they mean that much to you. And what a beautiful feeling it is to have found that someone. For many years to come, you'll remember this beautiful day. And as you begin this new chapter in your lives, may you continue to be happy together and bring out the best in each other. May you continue to seek new adventures and celebrate life's moments together. May you eventually raise a family bursting with love and laughter. May you see more of the world and live a long, long life together. And may you live your life to the fullest, always prioritizing each other's happiness together. That's what this day is truly about, and all of us are gathered here today to see you along on that journey. Rachel and Jake, you came together by chance, but today you're making a choice. Jake, the one whom you hold by the hand, is to be your wife. Jake, are you ready to take Rachel as your wife, to live together with her in a growing marriage? Do you promise to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her, and forsaking all others, keep yourself only for her, as long as you both shall live? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
And Rachel, the one whose hands you hold, is to be your husband. Rachel, are you ready to take Jake as your husband, to live together with him in a growing marriage? Do you promise to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, and forsaking all others, keep yourself only for him, as long as you both shall live? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
Well, Rachel and Jake, we're here in this beautiful setting to make your relationship permanent and official by vowing to commit to the highest promises of love and devotion two people can make to one another. Jake, you're first. Please repeat after me. I, Jake, take you, Rachel,
I, Jake, take you, Rachel,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
until death do us part.
until death do us apart.
And Rachel, please repeat after me.
I wouldn't use to slow down.
I, Rachel, take you, Jake,
I, Rachel, take you, Jake,
to be my wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
until death do us part.
until death do us part.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a wedding ring is a symbol of many things. One is a love that never ends. It's the joining of two lives and hearts, and it's giving as a promise that the future years will bring a love that will continue like the circle of a ring. Rachel and Jake, your rings are precious for many reasons, but one of them is that you wear them with love. They symbolize your commitment in marriage, and they remind you of who you are, where you've been, and where you're going. And Jake, at this time, I'd like to invite you to take Rachel's ring and place it on her ring finger and repeat after me.
No, you're not supposed to do it. Okay. You wait.
Oh, hold on.
Good, you're good. You want to flip it? It's good.
Oh, no.
This?
Good. Yeah. With this ring,
With this ring,
I marry you
I marry you
and bind my life to yours.
and bind my life to yours.
It is a symbol of my love.
as a symbol of my love,
my everlasting friendship,
my everlasting friendship,
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
Beautiful.
And Rachel, at this time, I'd like to invite you to take Jake's ring and place it on his ring finger and repeat after me as well. With this ring,
With this ring,
I marry you
I marry you
and bind my life to yours.
and bind my life to yours.
It is a symbol of my love,
It is a symbol of my love,
my everlasting friendship,
my everlasting friendship,
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
and a promise of all my tomorrows. I promise. Oh. There you go.
Well, Rachel and Jake, the moment you've been waiting for, because you have pledged your commitment to one another, exchanged your vows, and joined hands in the exchanging of rings, by the authority vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Jake, you may now kiss your bride. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce for the very first time as a married couple, Mr. and Mrs. McGuire.